Today, we're going to dig into a story about one single pivotal day. A day that, according to our source, kicked off a whole new era for the internet. It's a story about identity, civilization, and the moment the super technical, machine-driven world of blockchain finally started speaking our language.
And they kick things off with this line. You can tell this wasn't some planned software update or a scheduled launch. No, the story here is about a massive, totally unexpected shift that pretty much caught everyone by surprise.
So to really get why this one day was such a big deal, we've got to rewind a bit and look at what the blockchain world was like before. And honestly, it was a world built for computers, not for people.
And this right here really nails the core problem. On one side, you've got machine identity, just these long, impossible-to-read strings of letters and numbers. That was it. That was your wallet, your signature, your everything. But on the other side, well, that's us. That's human identity. Names, stories, meaning. The old blockchain just had no concept of that.
And look, this wasn't just about it being clunky or hard to use. This was a fundamental barrier. I mean, if you wanted to send some crypto to a friend, you had to copy and paste this crazy long address. And hey, if you messed up one single character, poof, your funds could be gone forever. All that human meaning was just gone.
And then, something happened. Something broke the pattern. An anomaly. A single entry popped up on GoldScan, which you can think of it like a search engine for the blockchain. And this one little entry, as the story goes, changed absolutely everything. So just picture it. You're one of the early adopters, right? You're scrolling through just endless pages of code, transaction after transaction, and it all looks the same. Until it doesn't. You spot something that looks like a word, a name, something human. This is what they saw. In a sea of just random letters and numbers, something completely different. Two words, a name you could actually read and understand. A name that just stood out like a beacon. BlockNova.Gold.
Now, this wasn't just some random person grabbing a cool username. The way the story is told, this was seen as something deliberate. It was a signal, a symbol that the whole machine language era was over and a new human-focused era was about to begin.
And yeah, this chart here, it lays out that whole shift perfectly. We're going from anonymous addresses to actual human names. We're moving from just raw machine code to real digital identities, something you can build a reputation on. This is the leap from just being a piece of tech to becoming, well, what the source calls a digital civilization. I mean, okay, but why? Why would one name cause such a stir? What made BlockNova.Gold so powerful? Well, it's all about what or who was behind it.
Because behind this name wasn't just some user, it was supposedly the architect of this massive vision, this whole ecosystem they called the Internet of Gold. This one identity was claiming to be the creator of its currency, its ID system, and the strategist for moving the entire web to this new platform.
Okay, and here's where the story gets really wild. Check out this number. Before this name ever showed up on chain, the term BlockNova already had over 360 million search results on Google. 360 million. This wasn't some new thing nobody had heard of. This was a massive global wave of curiosity that was already out there. You see, that changes everything. The appearance of BlockNova.Gold wasn't someone introducing a brand new idea. It was like the answer to a question millions of people were already asking. The world was already looking for BlockNova. And on that day, our source says they finally found it.
So this discovery, it kicks off the grand finale here, the bigger picture. Because this wasn't just about blockchain anymore. This was being framed as the beginning of the end for the internet as we know it, the whole .com era. So what happened next? Well, people saw a name they actually recognized, maybe from their own Google searches. And what do you do when you're curious? You click, you investigate. And what they found was apparently jaw-dropping. It wasn't just a profile. It was a complete blueprint for a new digital world. They saw the plans for a whole new internet, a roadmap for how to get there from the old web, and an entire ecosystem of apps for everything from messaging to finance, all laid out. And this quote right here sums up the reaction. For the people who clicked through, it was this instant, massive realization. They thought they were literally watching the start of a fundamental shift in how the entire world connects. This little graphic kind of maps out the whole journey. You've got the old world, Web 2, the .com era, then all the way on the other side, you've got this new WebGold civilization. And that one name, BlockNova.Gold,
That's the bridge. That's the moment the migration began.
And this really gets to the heart of why it was such a big deal. Proof. I mean, before this, anyone could go online and say, the .com era is ending. But by putting the name BlockNova.Gold on the blockchain, it was like carving it into digital stone. It created this permanent, unchangeable link between this huge vision and its creator for everyone to see.
So to wrap it all up, this one event is presented as the first domino to fall in this huge chain reaction. Blockchain suddenly had a human face. The internet got a proposal for a whole new civilization. And that center of gravity started to shift, away from the old .com world and towards this new thing .gold.
And here's the final big statement from our source. It frames this not as just another tech platform from some corporation, but as a decentralized civilization, built for everybody, with its birth certificate right there on the blockchain for all time.
And that's really the whole story, isn't it? A massive, world-changing vision, a new internet, a new civilization, and according to this narrative, it all kicked off with just a single meaningful name in a giant ocean of numbers.
And that leaves us with a pretty cool question to think about, right? If one name on a blockchain can signal a whole new era for the internet, what's the next symbol going to be? What's the next thing we should be watching for that could change everything all over again?